What's up, Yeti fam? Gen Furukawa here. Today might be a little bit of a different type of video because for the past 2 months, we've been working on building out the Yeti. So we're building the Yeti as the goal is to be the most robust analytics tool for NFT collectors. Now, here's the thing. As we've been working towards it and we want to see how people are using the existing tools, what the existing tools look like, they are really impressive. And a lot of the value that they are offering is for free. So in this video, I thought maybe I would share some of these free features with you, which is a little bit weird because if we are going to be competitors down the line, why am I sharing this? Well, because it adds a lot of value. These are tools and features that I use on a regular basis that I thought would be interesting to share with you. So let's get into it. The first one is NFT in it. And by the way, I should mention all of these do usually have some paid version of it, but there's a lot that you can get for free. And so we'll probably run into those paywalls at some point. But I like NFT in it for the high value dashboards that you can see here. So you can see volume, the increments, these 15, 5-minute, and 1 minute you can't get for free. So you're seeing a little bit of like older data, but at a high level, you get enough here. Now, I wanted to click into one of these here, Elysium code. You don't need to connect your wallet here, but here's you can see the floor price over time. But there are some other things that I think are really interesting. Floor strength. So this is like the concept of floor strength here. Let me move this. Is basically what the upside potential is. How thick or thin is a floor? Meaning how many people have listed their NFT at the floor price, which can show what the speed is and how hard it can get to increase the floor price. So let's take an example here. For Elysium, there are 5 NFTs at the floor price of 0.28 to 0.31. Now there's one here. So if, for example, some whale finds interest in this project and just buys like 3 or 4, all of a sudden the floor price will jump up basically 0.1 ETH. And so these two would be gone, and then we'd be at, say, 0.34, 0.35, 0.37. So the floor strength is something, ideally you want to see it where it would be trending up. So there would be the floor price would be set by just a few NFTs, which means that it would be a thin floor and there's a greater upside because people can just sweep the floor and then you'd have a higher floor price, which you could sell your NFT at the higher floor price. So this is something that NFT in it shows, and I think it's a really helpful thing to check if you're evaluating a project saying, all right, do I want to buy into this? What does the upside look like? How many are listed at the floor? And then how hard would it be for that floor price to move up? Now, here's another one that I think is interesting too, sales ranking. So it'll take a second to load here. Okay, here. So let me move this back. So Elysium revealed yesterday, which was Thursday, April 28th. Today is Friday morning. So you can see this general trend for many projects where the floor price would fluctuate basically from the presale mint, which is just those in the allow list. They might get it at the lowest price. Then it might go to a public sale. And at the public sale, then you might see some secondary sales on OpenSea. And that's where the demand and the hype might increase as there's more attention on a project and people are trying to FOMO in or news comes out of what is on the roadmap or interesting things about what the founder is talking about in the project. And so here, the reveal happened at 5 p.m. yesterday. And that's right around at this point here. Now, what's interesting is right at reveal, this is when you get the quote unquote post-reveal dump. And, maybe 9 times out of 10, the prices would dump. And that's a nice time to enter a project if you are long on the project because you can get it for far cheaper. Also, it is a nice time to potentially snipe a rare. So if you have the tools to evaluate rarity quickly, then you can find somebody who might be listing their NFT for lower than what the market value is, or you might buy in. It might be above the floor price or it might be higher, but it's all relative based on what the holder values their token as. So if they just want to flip it, great. But this is a point when you can snipe rares, and so you can get it far below the price, or you can just see maybe here, like if there's a rarity of in top 1% or top 10%, you can get it here. So they do every dot represents a transaction, and so you can also see by volume. So generally, you want to see a lot of volume in a project. And so this is data that I think NFT in it shows that's really helpful. Now, the third thing that I want to show you in NFT in it is the profit calculator. So there are some hidden fees, or not hidden fees, but fees that you need to calculate if you're going through a transaction. So this, for example, I bought into Shinsei Galverse. I bought in at 0.45 before the reveal. Now the floor price right now is I think 0.2, so or 0.205. So right now it's probably about half of what I bought into. But what would the break even point be for me to get my money back after all of the fees? And this is something cool that NFT Init puts together. They put out for free. Basically, you just drop in your selection, your collection. You can choose. They have like it will auto fill, and then it will also autofill what the royalty is, what the service fee of OpenSea, and then gas, depending on what gas you paid. So this is helpful because let's say, for example, I got an offer at say uh 0.5. Sounds good, but and this would be 0.45. 0.5 sounds okay. Like, oh, cool. I made 0.05 ETH. Well, wrong, because there are the fees that I'm not accounting for. So that's just something to help if you're getting an offer or you want to set a price and list it on OpenSea. I do like this NFT Init free profit calculator. Now, another tool that I think is cool is Compass. So I've linked my wallet here. So these are some of the assets that I own here. And so here's a Galverse. Now, what I think is particularly helpful, because you can see a dashboard like this from different tools of what the volume is over time and what the floor price is and sales and stuff. But it's this column here. So basically, what is the most recent trend? Is there an uptick? So if these projects don't really have a lot of increasing volume, like I said, Shinsei Gal had a reveal maybe 2 weeks ago. And then it might be quiet for a little bit until maybe some updates come or the project grows or they deliver something. Then we might see some increase here in sales volume. But this is interesting to see just in general what the trend line over time is. So this is Compass, another great tool here. And these are different calendars, a little bit of a commodity. You can see it from different sites, trending and minting. I don't often go here to see, but just it is a nice tool, and I've heard good things about it. Now, another one is Kanye here. And what I wanted to share with Kanye, and like I was saying, this stuff is the same, but this is the next blue chip probability. So what Kanye has that's cool is they will track wallets that hold a blue chip and see how many of those blue chip holders also hold in a different project. So not really seeing much here, but here, Ragnarok, for example, here, you can get data, I don't think, on the next blue chip, but you can see, all right, take it with a grain of salt, but there are blue chip holders that are also in this project. So you can see if you are, let's go back. If we're filtering here by next blue chip probability, and this is again just one data point, high blue chip, next blue chip probability. These definitely are blue chips, or not blue chips per se, but we can consider Azuki, for example, a blue chip. But if we have a high next blue chip probability and a relatively low floor price, maybe that's an opportunity to get in. So what was it here? Psychedelics Anonymous. I don't know much about it, but apparently there are a lot of blue chip holders that are in this project. It's a 0.45 ETH floor price. So maybe an opportunity. So not that I would necessarily buy off of this, but it might just be another data point to say, hey, let's look into this project. Maybe there's some potential here, and it's early. Now, there's another tool that I wanted to share that will also show what whales are buying and basically tracking wallets. So the NFT market and price demand is driven a lot by hype, and a lot of that hype is driven by what other people are buying or trading or selling. And you can see this, of course, because it's all transparent on the blockchain. Now, context is an interesting play on this because they've added a social element to this wallet tracking. So whether you create like a Twitter list or you connect your Twitter feed so you can see all the people that you're following on Twitter and what they're doing, or you can just see what the different lists are. This is an interesting way to maybe see some projects that are new on your radar and that you can look into. Again, not that you'd want to replicate these because often I think the trend is becoming more prevalent that blue chips are sucking up liquidity. So people are putting more into blue chips, and it's very hard because the entry point might be, say, 20 ETH or higher. So the blue chip holders might have just be buying more blue chips, but every once in a while you might see something new. ENS domains are becoming a thing, or for the past few days have been, but there are other projects that you can pop up. So this is more of like a fun, they're trying to make it similar to the Instagram scroll experience here, but just want to bring that on your radar. And then another one I think is cool is NFT Nerd. So NFT Nerds, I've heard a lot of good things about. I don't have their paid tool, but one thing that I think is interesting is that they will show you if you're looking to sell. So this is my exact Galverse that I got, what the market is for a particular rarity. So what I do is you just drop in the URL of your NFT. So this is my specific Galverse, and it is 560. The rank is about 5,000. So it's 5,000 of 8,888. So it's totally a common one, not very good. But what can I get for it? Because sometimes whether the market is running up or maybe somebody has some demand for it or this particular trait, you can see based on time and price what people have been paying for something around the same rarity. So better rarity is going to be in orange, worse rarity is going to be in green, and over time. So not a lot of activity recently, but around April 20th, April 22nd. And I do remember seeing that the floor price had increased a fair amount. I probably could have gotten rid of this to get some liquidity for future projects. So that's just an interesting feature from NFT Nerd, and they call it, it's under this asset tab here. Okay, and then the last one is Alphasharks. Again, I don't have an Alphasharks, but I've definitely heard a lot about it. It's kind of like one of the go-tos, and I think behind their paywall, there are a lot of the features that you are seeing, whether it's the sell wall or the sales transaction or the sales history. But one thing that is cool that we've come across with Alphasharks is some of their tokenomics. So you can, they have like a PFP collection. So all these sharks are like unique one of ones, but then also there are tokenomics where you can breed sharks. So you can, if you have two alpha sharks, you can get another. And I don't really know what you get with a junior shark, but you can also get access to whitelist, or maybe there's some revenue share, or you can earn your token if you stake it or something. I'm not really sure, but this is another one I've heard good things about. So anyway, that is a wrap. I just want to give a quick overview of some of the things that I've come across, the features and the tools for free that I use that might help you in your NFT trading on a day-to-day basis. But stay tuned because we are continuing to build the Yeti, which we hope will be the most robust free Chrome extension for OpenSea to identify rarity, quick buy, get listing notifications, and do many of the things so that you can snipe NFT opportunities for free. So with that said, please subscribe and like so that you can stay in tune. Okay, bye.